Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here to the start of Fan Fridays. I mean, Xatu, Cinccino, and even a Superior. I'm a fan of that. And I'm also wondering what the opponent has. If that's a Mega Salamence, Mega Blaziken, I think that was an Aegislash as well. The opponent has a brutal team, and it's leading with the Jolteon. Man, that's a flashback to Generation 5 right there if I have ever seen one. You know, that little guy used to be everywhere in 4th and 5th generation as a lead. Pretty strong lead as well, but Milotic, being a special defense tank, going to stay in there, and the Jolteon going for the Volt Switch. I think the opponent overpredicted, expected a switch, went for the Volt Switch, and then goes into Gliscor. Totally bringing that into Milotic. So yeah, that's an interesting... What? Oh my goodness, the mirror... No way. Oh wow, that backfired entirely. And then Jolteon comes back in. Yeah, bringing back in the Jolteon shows that he expected the Milotic to switch out, and instead, Milotic pretty beefy on that special defense. And if it was a Thunderbolt instead of a Volt Switch, that would have been a KO. And I find it hilarious that Gliscor ends up getting knocked out by technically an electric type attack, and can bounce back to it in a weird way if you want to get technical like that. So that's pretty interesting. Now the opponent going to use that momentum to bring in Blaziken, but I don't think the opponent considered what's going on here, because that gives you the counter pick option. But I wonder how Xatu is going to counter pick into the Blaziken. Blaziken's going to protect. So it does give Xatu a free turn, and it's going to be Thunder Wave. So it looks like probably Focus Sash on the Xatu then, and then it's going to use that turn to just like destroy this Blaziken. So that's going to be Swords Dance, and then you get your Thunder Wave off. So Blaziken looks like he's going for the late game, and that's going to be the Thunder Wave right there. So we're going to see how much damage this Blaziken ends up doing. Now once it gets enough speed boost, it will kind of overcome that paralysis, because it does cut the speed by a quarter. Or no, it cuts the speed to 1/4, so it cuts it by 3/4. And that's going to be the Cinccino coming in. So on the switch out turn, gets the Blaziken paralysis, and that's just going to be an outspeedy dunk right there. So Tail Slap. If it's King's Rock, it's like, I was expecting a bit more damage out of the Cinccino, honestly. I was thinking it'd be, this looks like it might barely 2-hit KO. So that's enough damage right there, so we'll hit again. And Blaziken does flinch, so that's going to be the King's Rock, making it like 40-something%. On top of the paralysis, that's just brutal. And the Cinccino gets it against the Blaziken. Wonderful. Yep, that's pretty cool right there. So I think Cinccino might have been... No, that was a Swords Dance. There's no way it would have tanked out the hit. That was a bold call, but it got it anyways. So maybe understanding that it could be a sacrifice, but it ended up working out, and it's going to be Aegislash coming in. Now, Cinccino doesn't have much against the Aegislash, like it gets Rock Blast and Bullet Seed, so really not much to accomplish right there. And that's going to be back into the Xatu. So Xatu could go for some kind of shutdown. That's going to be Aegislash with the Swords Dance. So the opponent trying to set up the huge late game, just tons of boosting Pokemon. And we're going to see where this goes. So Aegislash going to Swords Dance into that Shadow Sneak is what it looks like. And that's going to be the call right there. So Shadow Sneak is going to be a really ridiculous hit. Oh wow, no Focus Sash either. So just coming in, and Rocky Helmet. Interesting, but yeah, that's super effective hit. Offensive Aegislash getting that Swords Dance going too much, and it's even leftovers on the Aegislash. So not even Weakness Policy, just went for the straight out damage. That's going to be Venusaur coming in, having something to say about Aegislash, and it's Mega Venusaur. I'm wondering what you could do in this situation, because yeah, Aegislash can keep setting up Swords Dance, but it will only have the Shadow Sneak as damage, and Aegislash goes for the stance change. However, that's going, the stance change off of the King's Shield. However, Leech Seed is status, so I don't think it counts for the protection right there. What the heck? Swords Dance Venusaur? And then I guess it has Earthquake. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I was like wondering where this tank battle would go, but no, that's a Venusaur with Swords Dance Earthquake, and it looks like it just dunked an Aegislash in shield form. Oh, critical hit. Okay. I think that Aegislash has to be full special attack invested, or not special attack, full attack invested. So the Earthquake might not have needed the crit, and then Jolteon comes in. Yeah, that's fishy for sure. That means Jolteon definitely coming in for the switch out. Guess trying to, you know, eat up that Earthquake and then go into... Gliscor went down, so Salamence is what I'm guessing. So it goes into Salamence, and yeah, like, that was just too obvious for it to really work out. Also, the opponent has all shiny Pokemon. Let's just take a moment and note the beauty of this hacker right here that's getting obliterated. Is that an outrage? What? Obliterated by the Swords Dance Venusaur. Oh my good, I'm speechless. It's the Swords Dance, Outrage, just gutting his entire team. So Venusaur is locked into Outrage, so he brings in Tyranitar to try to just do something about it. But that's going to be Outrage, still putting out a decent amount of damage, I'd imagine. Yeah, it's high base damage, plus 1 attack. Yeah, because after the Intimidate, dropping him 1, and then Tyranitar goes for the Stealth Rock. So, doesn't even try to take a hard offensive option and gets a late Stealth Rocks in. And Venusaur takes a little bit of damage from Stealth Rock, but that's not really too much. And gets through the confusion, uses an Earthquake. That's definitely going to KO. Especially if the resisted Outrage was a 2-hit KO on this thing. What kind of monster is this Venusaur? What is this? I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. And there's Jolteon coming back in. I mean, is Jolteon lost Pokemon? If it is, like, that's just Earthquake and gone. So Jolteon going to come in with that Signal Beam, and it's going to put out a decent amount of damage. I'd imagine Specs Jolteon. That's why it has, like, the Volt Switch and stuff. So the Confusion hits through the Confusion. That's going to be Earthquake. And that's amazing. It's amazing. I don't know what to say anymore. This is one of the coolest battles ever. Wow. Now this makes me happy on so many levels, because one of the main things, like, I could just go on a rant. Let's go on like a forever rant about this one, because one of the things I hate the most in Pokemon is tryharding. Like, there's no reason to tryhard in Pokemon, and the opponent is like the class example of a tryhard. I'm not saying because he's using all these OP Pokemon or anything. I mean, but look, all those Pokemon are in Smogon, even though I don't follow Smogon, I don't care for them. Aren't all those Pokemon OU or banned or something? I don't know where Jolteon is anymore. But I mean, Blaziken got dismantled. Salamence got dismantled. Freaking Aegislash got countered by a Swords Dance Venusaur. That was the counter right there, because Aegislash already had the Swords Dance set up, so Venusaur could have technically switched in on that and still outsped, even if it was like a special attacking Aegislash, and like it was insane what just happened. And this is another thing I have to say, is Pokemon isn't played in a vacuum at all. Theoretically, you can say a Pokemon is really strong or really busted or something, and then when you get down to it in the battle, you know, it needs the right circumstances. We just watched this Venusaur obliterate this guy's entire team, and it was against Salamence and stuff because the opponent made a bad prediction, but he made a try-hard prediction. This is where I also feel like the lack of respect comes in. That the opponent thought, oh, I'm going to bring in Jolteon and bait this fool into doing my bidding, and it just shows the randomness of Pokemon. I'm not going to say that there was skill involved in not switching out Milotic, because on the surface, why are you leaving in Milotic against a Jolteon? But in application, that Mirror Coat would have one-shotted Jolteon or one-shot the Gliscor and ended up getting the battle started on a really good side for the ally. So, I mean, it's really hard. This is what I mean. Like, you don't know, you can't be superior and still expect every play to go perfectly. That if you don't understand what your opponent's up to, it can cost you the battle just like that. So, I mean, yeah, it's amazing. And to a degree, it's like, where do you define skill in this battle? Because it was just coming in and destroying the opponent's team of feared Pokemon. Ooh, we didn't even get to see the Salamence Mega and do anything fancy. So, I mean, that's what I mean. It's the lack of respect, just try-harding it up, and then having shiny Pokemon to kind of top it all off, and then utterly just watching this Venusaur go, just do wonderful things. I hope you guys enjoy this. Wow, that's just the first Fan Friday. It's like, what do we do now? It's going to be so much better from here. This is one of those ones where it's like, all right, I'm so excited for Fan Fridays. My goodness.